So we're just now wrapping up this interior. We finished it in about 75 minutes and we charged $250. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a recap of how we were able to finish it in 75 minutes, what I kind of want to, how I want to think moving forward once we continue, well, as we continue to grow the business, and kind of give you a few tips and tricks on our operations on how we think about getting these cars done in the most efficient way possible. So let's get started. Okay, so with this car, we actually finished it in about 75 minutes. Now, to give you a breakdown, it was a full interior cleaning. So our definition of that is cleaning everything in the interior to the best condition possible. So that's gonna be shampooing the anything carpet, so floor mat, seats, carpeting. It's gonna be cleaning all the plastics and leather, and then cleaning the glass, wiping down the door jamb. So the reason why we were able to finish it in 75 minutes is because, one, the primary thing that was dirty about this vehicle were the seats. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of it, but I kind of want to give you guys a breakdown of what we went through in order to achieve it in 75 minutes. So this is the fifth car of the day. As we were finishing this one, the mobile team left to go knock out a little quick premium wash down the street. So this is one of 5 cars today. We charged $230. The customer is only 5 minutes away and they dropped it off. So once we tell them it's ready, they're gonna get here in no time. We actually charged $250, but since it was primarily just the seats that needed attention, we're actually dropping the price down to $230. So it's primarily the seats that needed work. The door panels, basically everything else plastic was pretty easy to clean. Although we still thoroughly cleaned it, it was very easy to clean. And we also had, like, for 30 minutes or so, we had about 4 people here just because we wanted to get through this car faster. That way they can go do the mobile job without having to be backtracked in the schedule. So we had 4 people on it for like 30 minutes. Now you might be saying, oh, well, no wonder, Oscar. No wonder you can get it done in 75 minutes. But it's like, yeah, but that's the reason. That's why we can get it done in 75 minutes. It's the same reason of, like, if you go to Discount Tire, it's like, do they ever just have one person working on a vehicle? Depending on what location you go to, maybe, because it's poorly ran. But if they're working, if it's a high volume store and they have a lot of vehicles going in and out, they usually have about 3 to 4 people per bay working on that vehicle, right? Like if it's a small car, large car, whatever, it's gonna be a few vehicles, a few people working on that vehicle. One person getting the tires, the other person jacking it up, one person removing the wheel on one side, the other person removing the wheel on the other side, the other person is letting the air out and taking off the tire, putting on the wheel to start taking it apart. So there's plenty of people working on one vehicle. So that's kind of the same premise I'd like to have moving forward, of like, I'd like to have such a high volume of cars, right? And that's gonna be relative per, you know, like I don't know exactly what high volume means. I just know it's high volume of more than what I'm doing now, but high volume per day to where there's 2 to 3 people on every, like, per vehicle that comes through here. So whether that means there's like 3 bays and a full interior comes in and we all start cranking on that one, whether it's more like an assembly line and it's like there's 2 bays and there's 3 people in each one, and as soon as the car rolls in, everyone gets to it, move it out the way, everyone jumps to the next one, moves it out the way. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but that's kind of the mindset I want to have moving forward, of like, I mean, why can't we keep on knocking out cars in 75 minutes on exteriors, right? Not so much with paint correction. I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about more like the everyday services, like the full interior cleaning and the wash and wax. Like, I want to get those to, like, just, you know, quick action. The paint corrections, the wet sandings, those are gonna by default take a little longer because it's just more work. But nonetheless, you can still have the same mind frame for those more, you know, high-tiered services. So the process is, and it's gonna be the same process just about for every interior that we get, plus or minus a bit if depending on the condition of it that it's in. But this one, I mean, it was so straightforward. We have a vacuum on each side. So we have a small vacuum right here, and then we have a large vacuum over there. Each one has a 8-10 foot hose, I believe, each one with its own attachments. That way, each person stays on their own side to vacuum. Then we also have an air hose on each side as well. Now, unfortunately, we have 2 air hose reels set up, but only one's working. The other one, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not working. So we're also connecting another hose line from the Y splitter to both sides. So now on both sides of the vehicle, we have a vacuum and we have an air compressor. Each air compressor or air compressor line also has 2 sets of everything. It has a cleaning gun and it has and the other air compressor tool that I don't know what it's called. That way, again, no one is waiting for anything on one side. You know how annoying it is when you're vacuuming and you're like, okay, time to go over there. Then you pull the hose out. Let me get the vacuum. Let me get the cord. Let me move all the way over here. Okay, I'm over here now. Turn it up. No, instead, just keep everything on each side. right? That way, whoever's working on this side, whether it's one person or two people, everything is readily available to them. Same thing applies to the cleaners and brushes and pads that we use. So same thing, we have two all-purpose cleaners. We have, there should be two, he's using the other one. We have two ONRs, and over here we have two sets of everything. We're gonna have two sets of these pads. We're gonna have two sets of these ninjas. He has the other one. We're gonna have three sets of these brushes. We're gonna have a bunch of towels that everyone can use. That way, again, it goes down to, like, if at any time that I see someone that's like, hey, pass me that. Hey, I need that. It's like, there should not be anyone passing anyone anything. Like, everyone should have their own thing. Now, of course, like, this is just for a team of two, meaning like, we don't have 4 sets of everything, although sometimes we kind of do. But like, we don't have 4 APC bottles. We don't have 4 ONR bottles. We don't have 4 sets of these. Like, we have spares, but we kind of use them more as backup. We don't want to have like 4 or 5 of the same thing here, just kind of taking up space for no reason. Because it's not often that we have 4 people on one car. Let's be real here now. So although we do have plenty of extras like in stock, just in case these run out, we don't keep all of them out here. So anyways, the entire operation is just to like think like, what can we do to reduce downtime for the job? That way we're not waiting on like, oh, pass me that. Oh, can you give me this? Hey, can I get that brush? No, like, everyone should have their own thing. Like, everyone, like, there's 2 sets of brushes of these two brushes. There's 2 sets of like 3 sets of brushes actually of these. There's like, that way everyone gets what they need. So that's like the point of like, once you start like growing the business, it's not so much about like, what do I want, but it's like, what does everyone else need for them to be successful in their role, right? Like, you gotta kind of take a step back and say, okay, like, everyone is sharing the vacuum, there's 3 people here. Maybe we should get another vacuum. Or man, we keep on moving that vacuum around. How about we just get a longer hose that we can just keep it in one corner, you know? So that kind of draws everything down into why we finished it in 75 minutes. Also, like, the other part is just having the system in place. We know that we have 2 vacuums, so as soon as the car comes in, the air compressor is gonna be set up. Hoses are gonna be set up. Guns are gonna be set up. Vacuums are gonna be set up. Lights are gonna be charged, ready to go. That way, when it gets pulled in, we immediately open the doors, put the lights, remove the mat, and start vacuuming. We have 2 drills here, each one with its own brush. That way, when there's 2 people here working, they're gonna grab it, go to each sides, and everyone has everything. A drill, and each drill has one of these. Each drill has one of these. That way, so you take it to the side, and everyone has everything. Now, again, later on in our journey, we'd want to get like maybe 4 of these, right? 2 people on each one, 2 per side, but not right now, it's a little costly. So we know the exact system we're running as well. Open up the doors, put the lights in, remove the mat, start vacuuming, blowing, removing the debris with the drill guns. Once that's done, someone gets the pre-spray and the pump sprayer, pumps it up, starts pre-spraying. The next person gets the drill gun, switches it out to the next brush and starts agitating. The next person starts getting the extractor ready. Once that's all done, then once the person that's done agitating will go onto the plastic, so the other person gets the extractor and starts shampooing, and then that's literally how it works. And then once the person's done shampooing, they will then hop onto the plastics and then go on from there. I am talking quite fast, so let me slow it down. But anyways, that is the entire process of why we finished it in 75 minutes. And again, that's more just like for the title to make it more clickbaity. But this is the same process that we use for every vehicle, whether it takes 75 minutes or 3 hours on like on restorative interior cleaning, because we do have 2 levels of services. We have our standard full interior cleaning. That's what 99% of vehicles are. And then the ones that need a lot of work, the ones that we're charging $500, $600, $700 per vehicle or for the interior, that's a restorative interior cleaning. So anyways, I'll end the video right here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions. In the video description down below, I will leave the links to the tools and products that I mentioned, as well as you can find the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, my podcast, the Detailing Business Class Podcast, or my second YouTube channel, the Proper Care channel, where I teach and talk everything detailing related. All that will be in the video box down below, and I'll talk to everyone on the next one.